Hi everybody, Gerard here with FXLiveDayTrading.com, and before I proceed in this video, I want to go ahead and verbally let you know about the government required disclaimer. Basically, unless you have money that you can afford to lose, don't engage in Forex, futures, or cryptocurrency trading. It's very risky, and all that wonderful great stuff. Now let's begin. I want to talk today about Bitcoin, alright, and what I am looking at in Bitcoin. What is the forecast over the course of the next few months? I'm going to accompany this with a short article. Basically, I'm looking at anywhere between $20 to $30, maybe $40 a share. And I believe that we're going to be reaching this in the next 6 months. As far as within the next few weeks, let's say, to narrow it down, I'm going to say an average of maybe 2 weeks, but it could be as soon as the next week. It could be 4 weeks. Okay, so we're going to say 1 to 4. Where do I see Bitcoin? Well, I don't use MT4 to trade Bitcoin, as many of you know. If you are a U.S. resident, you're not going to be able to, unless there's a way to link it up to your futures account. But what I do like about MT4 is the chart structure, and the charts are nice. They're very easy. And over here, what I've done is I've gotten up the Bitcoin so that I can go ahead and just show you what I'm looking at. So first, let's talk about where Bitcoin moved. All right. As many of you know, we made a nice move in Bitcoin last week, up about 20%. That's substantial. 20%. Pretty serious moves there. We got up into the mid-8s, and I want to point out where did we actually find support? Now, I'm not going to toy with that line, but the support line of where we came up, check your charts, is going to be that 20-period moving average. Pretty amazing. So yes, this is traded on a daily basis. It's futures. It's traded in CFD accounts for those of you that live outside the United States and are able to combine Forex and CFD. So basically it would be commodities, currencies. We can't do that in the United States. But the fact of the matter is we moved up to a 20-period moving average. And then we just came right down. So yes, does technical analysis work with Bitcoin? I have to believe it works better. That's just what I've been assessing here and trading it from my own experience. It's very technically sound. So let's talk about my trade earlier. This here was a nice little break of the trend line, and then we just popped with volume, and now we're kind of dropping. So you always have to remember that you're going to get volatility. You're dealing with Bitcoin, you're dealing with a cryptocurrency, you're dealing with the US dollar, which is put against the BTC. So basically it's Bitcoin versus the US dollar. So if the US dollar gets stronger, that's also going to have an effect here. But where do we go? And why? Well, I'm just going to put it this way. You know, I was going to sit and you know, discuss halving and why that's going to you know, bring the price up. Some analysts are saying that halving may not increase Bitcoin as many believe it will, and many believe that the reason is because it's already factored into Bitcoin. Well, I disagree. Now, I don't necessarily believe that we're going to see that price forecast of 2 million that some are saying in the next year. But I can say that I'm expecting a nice, clean move to that area of, first off, 9 very soon. And then I'm going to put this, I'm going to say 9 maybe within the next week. And then I'm going to put this at the highs of last year, excuse me, 2 years ago, to be coming in sooner than we know. Now, how long will this take? Well, let's just look back, and we're going to see a move. What kind of move are we talking about? Basically, we're talking about a move from 7,800 all the way up to, let's say, you know, 18 or so. All right. So we're going to move here, and we're going to say roughly, you know, we're going to say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 7 weeks is what it took. Now note that Bitcoin moved up in 7 weeks, and there was no talk of World War III, no major issues within, you know, okay, we did have some issues, but I believe there's a lot more issues now going on in this country, a lot more issues now going on from a geopolitical standpoint that I feel could affect Bitcoin and have it move up sooner. But needless to say, the price outlook, let's say in the next 3 to 6 months, I believe we're going to be coming up to those highs, and 12 months out, I believe that we're going to be looking at 20 to 50. But just to keep it simple, I'm thinking 9, and I'm thinking 9 is going to happen pretty soon, sooner than we know it. It could be within the next 7 days. Now, you're going to see volatility. We have the NFP. So, you know, expect volatility and expect some very aggressive moves. That's just the nature of crypto. Okay, we came up before, and now we're giving it back. So it's like a blow off top. But I don't trade Bitcoin to be in and then out on short-term time frames. Now, I'm not saying I won't. I'm saying I won't do videos on it. And I sure as heck, if I was in a short-term trade, I sure as heck would not be doing a video right now. You're talking about a considerable amount of dedication and focus that has to be set aside when you're trading real money. That's why I really don't understand sometimes how people trade full-time and they're able to do, you know, multiple videos a day. I mean, with the amount of time that goes into video editing, it doesn't seem like it's very realistic. You know, sometimes I watch a video and the guy says he's been trading, and I mean, the video that he made took hours and hours. I don't see how some people can, again, do 2, 3 excellent videos a day and still have time to trade. But I have to make time to make videos, and I want to do that more, but you can't do both. Let's put it that way. That is in one day. And I'm not saying you can't do a video a day. Surely you can. But I'm saying there has to be time set aside to focus, to know the markets, to know your entries, your exits on Bitcoin to successfully trade, just like anything else, with a profit. So halving is something else I just want to mention. And I'm just going to mention this briefly. Having, by the way, this is not the buy area. The buy area was up here. I just took it down. All right, buy area is right here. See where that line is that goes across? That's my buy area. And yes, I did buy some today. Bought a considerable amount of Bitcoin. Let me take this and move it over just a little bit. All right, where you can see it. And it should be right here. So the buy area is going to be where we were discussing. We're going to be looking right here. That's the buy area, 78.30, 78 into the high 77s. That's fine. We have a beautiful pattern if you go in the long-term charts that's evolving here. It's like a falling wedge here, although not a perfect falling wedge, but still a nice pattern with divergence that I'm looking for a breakout above this trend line. Looks like we're retesting that trend line right now. So absolutely right now, Bitcoin is a buy, and we are looking at 9,000, which within the next week. I'm looking at the highs to come into play. I'm thinking 14 within, let's say, 4 weeks. Those highs to come into play, 3 to 6 months, let's say. So I am looking for a gradual move higher. And then don't forget, in 12 months, we're looking at that price between 20 and 30, maybe 40, maybe higher. Who knows? I'm giving very conservative estimates considering what I've been reading from some of these crypto hedge funds and things like that. And again, I don't know. It could go to 2 million. Who knows? I'm always going to be holding some Bitcoin. So today, really, I just wanted to touch base on some longer-term targets. After this, I'm going to go ahead and do a video on some shorter-term trading techniques. But for the most part, Bitcoin has been sound. It came about in 2009. At that point, I was reluctant to get involved in Bitcoin. Why? It's something new. I didn't understand it. It was, first off, I didn't know about it in 2009. But in the beginning stages of Bitcoin, I was very reluctant. Someone was bringing it to me at 500. Of course, I look back, hindsight's always 20/20, and you're like, why? Why did I not do that? Oh well. You can't look back in trading. You got to say, when is going to be the pullback that I can get in? And then you have to, technically really analyze the situation accordingly so that your risk reward can be mapped out. And that's how you make money. So if you can do that effectively, continuously, over and over again, you will indeed become a successful trader. If you just want to jump in when others are jumping in, it's just not going to work. It's not going to happen. So yes, this has made a pretty big move in the last week. And I'm not saying it's not going to go down. I'm just saying, with what's going on politically, with the halving coming up, with the fact that people know about Bitcoin now and it's going to be around for a while, and the fact that we do have some major Wall Street firms that are trading it on a daily basis, tracking it, it just makes a lot of sense that, yes, indeed, we can go ahead and assess certain price targets and believe in it, knowing that, yes, indeed, these may come into play and we may do very well. On the downside, where would you place your stop? Well, I would place the stop at the lows. Now, this is if you're trading it, okay? I would place it at the lows, and this would be now, we're getting now to the weekly lows, which is going to come down here. So, yeah, you're going to have a pretty wide stop. Let's say we wanted to do a 2-to-1 risk reward. Let's say we wanted to, make this a trade, not like an investment. Well, in that case, let's say you're looking for 9, and you're getting into Bitcoin right here at this buy level area that I've mapped out. You go ahead and give it, let's say, you got 200, and you give it 100 in a. I'm sorry, I said 200. It would be 2,000. And then you do 1,000 for the stop. And at least then you have a 2-to-1 risk reward. You're giving 1,000. Let's say you have 1 Bitcoin. You're giving $1,000 to make 2,000. That should be the minimum. Now, ultimately speaking, I think it goes a lot higher. So that's a very short-term target. All right. And this is just based on technical analysis and touching on the fundamental as well. Now, why would someone want a cryptocurrency when there is geopolitical tensions? I mean, currencies are affected in a big way during times of war. They are affected in a big way during times of debt. I think more and more people are going to be turning to cryptocurrencies to fund. For example, if you have a country like Iran and you have a war, I believe some of the businesses, some of the people that have good money in Iran would go ahead and take that money and store it in a cryptocurrency, not knowing what's going to happen to their currency. Vice versa. So war does create debt, and in our case, I believe that would adversely affect the US dollar and hurt it. But then again, it is a safe haven too, so we can only just say that something like this makes sense, okay, to those who don't want to keep their money in their currency. Just a little fundamental tidbit. But we are traders here at fxlivedaytrading.com. We teach certain techniques that are proven over time, and that's the main reason why we have this service, for those who are not looking to just buy and hold forever, but who are looking to gain an edge when they trade. At any rate, I'm going to go ahead and look at some charts for tomorrow's trading. I wish you all the best, and check out fxlivedaytrading.com. Take care, everybody, and have a good one.